menée par la Russie en Ukraine est à l'origine de la crise des réfugiés la plus rapide en Europe depuis la Seconde Guerre mondiale. La plupart des Ukrainiens qui quittent leur pays ont fui en Pologne, où je me trouve. Rendez-vous dans un instant dans Euronews Witness.
На самом деле никто этого не ожидал, это все очень внезапно и резко произошло, и я лично до конца еще не могу этого осознать. Путин агрессор, умирают мирные люди, он стреляет, танки везде, девочки, 18 лет молоденькие девочки, стоят с автоматами.
Надо будет даже, и я бывший медик, я тоже возьму сумку и пойду воевать. Я патриот своей родины, я вижу, что все будет хорошо. Ну, выдержим.
This is the fastest growing refugee crisis in Europe since the Second World War. As the conflict in Ukraine worsens, Poland says this is just the beginning. They arrive by train, car, bus or on foot. Around 2 million Ukrainian refugees have crossed into Poland so far, more than in any other country. Przemysl is the main Polish town near the border with Ukraine and is on the front line of the exodus. The local train station is the first safe port of call for tens of thousands of Ukrainians after a perilous journey.
4 раза включали свет, и мы лежали на полу, потому что была угроза жизни. We heard the bombs. It was far away, but we heard it and we couldn't sleep all night. And early in the morning, we ran away to western Ukraine. It was huge traffic and people were so terrified, and they are still there, and it's a tragedy.
Украина. Мама приехала с Украины.
From one day to the next, local authorities turned a car park into a hub for buses and a nearby abandoned supermarket into the town's main center for refugee arrivals. Refugees arrive at any moment. They arrive continuously from the border by bus. They wait for other buses to take them to other locations, or some of them spend the night here. With up to 140,000 refugees per day, the town's mayor admits the fast-paced nature of the exodus is stretching local resources.
We have no time. We have to call it very quickly all person from the border because, you know, over the night temperature is -2 or -3, so we can't leave freezing people on the border.
The people here have come from all over Ukraine. They've had an arduous journey. Alina is a dentist from Zaporizhia. She has just learned the nuclear plant near her city was bombed.
Near my city, it is an atomic station, electric station, and I'm very scary about my home, and I hope that Europe and all world can help stop this Putin, Putler, or how we can call him.
Dozens of buses arrive here night and day. Exhausted refugees receive the basics. Tanya, a chef from Kiev, is looking for warm clothes for her 7-year-old son before moving on.
Мы ничего не могли взять. Это все было очень быстро. Ну, везде взрывы, очень страшно на самом деле. Ребенок боится. Мы вот что в сумку белье вкинули, и все, мы уехали просто с пустыми руками.
They arrive in Poland with light bags, but a heavy burden. Stepping on Polish soil means safety, but also leaves a void for the world they've left behind.
Я хочу домой, я хочу в Киев, я хочу в свою квартиру. Я не хочу никуда уезжать. Почему она вот такое творит с людьми? Это может коснуться каждого, просто каждого.
The number of volunteers is impressive. They quickly decide where to accommodate refugees who need to stay for the night. Away from the chaotic arrival areas in Przemysl, a Ukrainian cultural center has also opened its doors to refugees since the Russian invasion started. This is the smallest reception center in town. It can host up to 40 people. Ukrainians usually stay here for 1 or 2 nights, the time to organize their trip, to reach family or friends. These beds are ready for the next ones to come. Ludmila, a retired doctor, has come here to bring her granddaughter to her daughter, who already lives in Poland, but she will go back.
Мой внук в Харькове остался. Он там учился, и он сейчас не может выехать с Харькова. Харьков бомбят. Вот, и я тоже там хочу быть поближе к нему. Ему нужно будет и помощь материальная переслать. И, ну, не знаю, чем могу, то буду помогать.
The refugees I met shared the same pride and strength. Sasha is a 19-year-old blogger. She's traveling with her mother and brothers. Her father stayed behind to fight.
I have one thing to say for the Russian people. И ваша техника стреляет по украинским домам, по украинским людям, детям, без разбора.
It's not only institutions that are doing their best to cope with such an extreme event. Ordinary people from Poland and other European countries are showing unprecedented solidarity. Many small hotels in rural Poland have opened their doors to accommodate refugees. This one has even placed cots in the hallways. Residents have been pouring in with all sorts of goods, personal hygiene, cleaning products, and diapers. We've been to a number of hotels, and it's the same all over. Natasha stayed here for one night. She came from Kiev with her son. I met her while she was about to leave for Germany with a volunteer. More than anything, social media has been the platform for solidarity across Europe. That's how Johan found Natasha. He's now driving her back to Berlin.
Wir haben innerhalb von 2 Tagen 15.000 Euro gesammelt von vielen Menschen, die wir kennen, haben das jetzt zur Grenze gebracht und dachten, wenn wir mit dem Transporter jetzt hierher kommen, müssen wir unbedingt noch Menschen mitbringen, die Hilfe brauchen.
Go, let's go, let's go.
Just like Johan, a multitude of foreign volunteers have driven for days to reach the Polish border. They come with signs offering goods and a ride. I even came across a coach from southern Italy in Przemysl's bus hub. They drove for almost 30 hours to bring basic goods and take around 40 refugees back.
In Italia abbiamo circa 8.000 comuni. Se solo il 50% di questi comuni decidesse di fare un pullman, saremmo in grado di portarci indietro 200.000 persone da qua.
It's absolutely impossible to know how many people have turned out from all over Europe to help Ukrainian refugees at the Polish border. One thing is for sure, private initiative is showing the power of solidarity.
Thank you.
Elisaveta has found a ride for her whole family in a convoy of 3 vans from Germany.
Our men in army, and we must go to the Poland and Germany, because in Kiev, in Ukraine, so big problem. Putin killed our people, killed children, so many children.
More than 100 children have been killed in the first 3 weeks of the war, according to Ukraine. Since the Russian invasion, it's estimated a Ukrainian child has become a refugee almost every 6